Welcome, Guitaraholics. Thank you so much for coming back in. This ought to be a good review. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. If this is your first time on the channel, make yourself at home, kick back, relax. Like I said, this is going to be a good time. So, if you saw my last video, I did a triple unboxing, which included this beauty. This is the Hardluck Kings Outlaw LaGrange. So being a Texas boy and got a good friend Mike that lives out in LaGrange, I'm like, okay, I gotta try this. So if you watched my unboxing video, you already know this story, so I'll just recap it relatively quickly. My buddy Tim asked me if I knew anything about Hardluck Kings guitars, and I did not. So I checked out their website, and as I looked through, I thought, well, this can either be really good or really bad. I don't really see this being anywhere in between. And I kind of thought, best case scenario, these are going to be pretty decent project guitars. Maybe they're decently built, and you'll just need to go in and change out the electronics, give them a full setup, swap out the hardware. It'll be a project, but you'll wind up with a pretty decent end product. As I was looking through, I was looking at the pre-orders, and this Outlaw LaGrange just caught my eye. If you have checked out the channel before, you know that I am a sucker for a natural finish. In fact, this has a lot in common with the Fender Mod Shop that I got in 2020. As in, this is all natural and all mahogany. I'm just going to start off with the bad on this guitar. I pre-ordered this thinking, okay, it's not a huge outlay of money, and I can really let the folks who do watch the channel, both of y'all, know that either this is worth the money or not. And you never know, people might tune in just because they say, hey, I've been looking at these Hardluck Kings. Is this really worth it? Welcome. If that is what got you here, please like and subscribe. I want to keep you here. We're going to have more fun stuff. But this Hardluck Kings guitar. All right, I'm going to start off with the bad. And the worst part of this guitar is this piece of shit plastic nut. I'm turning the volume all the way off on the guitar. Not going to plug anything. Listen to when I'm going to get right up close. Listen to this third string. I really hope the microphone actually picked that up, because no nut should make that noise. As you're playing, you start bending strings, you can hear the strings binding in the nut. And I'll talk more about the tuners in a moment, but the tuners can't really do their full job with a nut this bad. The nut will have to be replaced. And if you buy one of these guitars, just expect, if you can't do the work yourself, know that you're going to have to go to your local guitar shop and have them put on a better nut for you. That's just all there is to it. I have not done any modifications to this guitar yet. Before I swap the nut, I will do the po' boy setup and put graphite in the nut slots to see if that helps. But the nut's gotta go. And here's why. This is an awesome guitar. This thing is great, and the nut just happens to suck. The nitpicky little things here, I'm not even going to pull it up because it doesn't matter. The binding, where it meets right here, you can see a little dip. The binding along here is not razor's edge straight. It's got, you know, a little bit of bleed through. The body is 4 pieces. It doesn't seem to affect the tone. Let's see, I probably knocked it out. Actually, I did knock it out. It sounds good. But let's see if you can see this. I'm not sure how much the camera is picking up, but you do have 4 separate pieces making up the body. And again, I'm not sure how much you can see, but that is a very odd neck joint. So this is a set neck guitar, but it sort of looks like the neck was meant to be a bolt-on, and they put an extra, maybe about an inch of wood to make it fit the body. Does it matter? Doesn't seem to. Like I said, the tone is good. It's got soul, man. I don't know what else to say. It's the little things are really just nitpicky, mostly cosmetic. The pickups are a little scuffed. The nut around the pickup selector, a little bit of the black has been knocked off. A couple of little, like, probably saw burn marks on the wood. If you look along the binding along either side of the neck, there's some scuffs, and honestly it's probably from where they knocked the frets down a little bit. So what I wanted to do with this guitar was see, could a beginner or someone who is not that familiar with working on guitars order one of these and be happy with it. This was a pre-order. It was not sitting around in a warehouse, didn't have time to warp in the heat or whatever may happen when it's unattended in a warehouse. I paid for the full setup, which was, I will have to say, $40 well spent. 3 of the strings, the intonation is absolutely perfect, and 3 of the strings are within 2 cents, and all in the same direction. So that is about as close to perfectly intonated as you can really hope to get. Like I say, it's a looker. Now, they said that this is all mahogany, but I gotta say, that looks a little light for me, but it sort of has that mahogany tone. It's got that rich fullness, playing unplugged. It just sounds good. So all black hardware, stop bar, tailpiece, tune-o-matic, bridge. The pickups are Hardluck Kings designed. The tuners are by Wilkinson. So that's what I wanted to say before. These are excellent tuners. And the nut is just doing them a disservice. There have been a couple times tuning up, I'll crank on it, and then that nut will finally let go, and I'll say, okay, I just jumped up about 3 cents higher than I wanted to be, just because the strings are binding on the nut. If you order one of these, drop some graphite in there. I'll let you know if that works. It should work. Just a mechanical pencil ought to lube it up enough. to get you through until you can either cut a nut yourself or bring it into a professional and get it taken care of. I showed off this this pewter logo. I believe that was an additional $80, and I gotta say, that just looks badass. Does it contribute anything at all to the guitar? Hell no. But it looks pretty damn badass. Lastly, about the aesthetics. Just looking at this online, I thought, well, that is a direct copy of a Gibson Flying V, straight out of '58. Until, I don't know if you can even tell this, I set it on the wingtips as a bit slanted, and as it turns out, the lower wing is just a little bit shorter than the upper wing. So this is if Gibson and Jackson had a baby, this would be the love child. It's a little bit of an offset V. I like Gibson. I guess I'm really liking it, and I've been noodling on this for several days now, and I'm kind of hard pressed to give you any negatives. So that's enough of me talking. What does this thing sound like with some gain? All I can really say about this thing is it's a hell of a lot of fun to play. This is a pretty damn high quality guitar, and the moment you've probably been waiting for, how much did the fucking thing cost? Well, I pre-ordered and it was $360. Yeah, and I kept an eye on it, and when pre-orders closed, it was $390. If you were interested in getting one of these guitars, go do it. All I can say is go do it. I don't know how the hell they are keeping these things cheap. This is a cool guitar. It sounds good. It plays good. It looks good. I mean, you've got a little star on the 12th fret. So Hardluck fans are known as rat bastards. I guess you have to count me among the rat bastards now. I'm a Hardluck Kings fan. This thing is cool as hell. And I tell you, I have to go and buy more. That's just, that's all there is to it. Their clearance section, basically everything under $200. This is number, I believe, 24. This is number 24 out of 25. Looking through their pages, everything was a 24 to 30 guitar run. You're just not going to find many of these, and you can get a guitar that numbers less than 30 for $300-400. I have to bring this back full circle. What's bad about the guitar? The nut. There's some cosmetic things that, if you care about that, do something about it. There's nothing that's not fixable. The back of the neck is a high gloss. I assume that if I play it long enough, the back of the neck is going to start to get sticky. I've played this thing for hours at a time, and that has not happened yet. If you just don't like the feel, that's what sandpaper's for. So yeah, there's just really not much to say about this thing. So I'm going to play a little bit of Alice in Chains, so I'm in drop D, and I'm going to call this video good. Keep an eye out for the next part of this video, which is going to be my buddy Tyler, who has a completely different playing style, tackling this. It'll be his first time seeing it or hearing it. Yeah, we'll have a professional guitarist checking this out shortly. And until then, keep on jamming, Guitaraholics.